If money did not exist, what would you be doing with your life? I'm gonna guess 89.99999% of you would not be doing what you are normally doing in your day-to-day life. In fact, I would not be doing what I do in my day-to-day life. But here's the thing, and I emphasize this in a lot of my videos, but we have one life, okay? I get it, money matters. If we didn't have money, we wouldn't have a house, we wouldn't have clothes, we wouldn't have anything besides our bare skin, and we'd probably be dead because we need money to eat. I get it. This question is not relevant. But if you actually think about it, what would I be doing if money didn't exist? Like, what would I fill my days with? The days are short, but they're also kind of long. Like, if you just had a free day, it feels pretty long. So let me ask you this. In your day, are you at least doing some things that excite you? Are you at least doing some things that are not your job? There are so many different realities that we can live, and I think that we're so programmed from a very young age to believe that we have one reality. Ooh, what are you going to be when you grow up? What are you going to college to do? What is your major? That's like this programming in our mind that says you have one thing to do for the rest of your life. And yes, some people's lives are like that, but that doesn't need to be yours. Can I encourage you? Can I challenge you to think of your life beyond money for just a second? And imagine a world where you can still make money, because remember, yes, this question's a little irrelevant, but we can take it with a grain of salt. If you can still make money doing what you love to do or doing something else, would you? We, as a species, you guys, as a species, are so limited in our ways of thinking about this world, thinking about our life. You are literally able to make money in more ways than you could ever imagine. I actually just prayed this prayer about a half hour ago to God. I said, God, because, I have a small business. I have a cleaning business local here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm not gonna lie, I took a few hits recently, okay? Income plummeted. I prayed this prayer, a very faithful prayer of, God, I want you to show me, I want you to give me money in ways that are so unexpected, so different from the ways that I thought I could attain money. And watch, God's just gonna prove me this, he's just gonna prove me right, that he can do it. So let me just remind you that we have a God who loves us, who can provide for us, and that belief in knowing that God is real helps me so much to believe, oh, I actually don't need to be just provided for by my own work. Like, the things that God can do in your life. Anyways, as much as I love to talk about God, I want to get more into how you can live your life differently. So just remember, God will provide. But second, two, another thing is, seriously, what would you be doing? Do you even have hobbies? I think so many of us forget that there is a life outside of our work, and it's easy to forget. It's so easy to forget when you are working 40 hours a week, mostly. But let me encourage you to please think beyond the rat race. With this small business, I made more than I did with my 40 an hour a week, working less than 20 hours. There are ways. We need to remember there are ways. And when you find that way, or even if you have not found that way and you're still consumed with 40 hours a week at a job you don't like, please start adding more fun into your life. Please, take that dream. What would I be doing if money did not exist? And start sprinkling it in, okay? Even if you have an hour after work, do it. If you have some time on the weekend, do it. You never know what's going to open up inside of you, what thoughts are going to emerge, who you're going to meet, if you just start doing the things you actually love. We put those things off. We say we don't have enough time. We say it's too expensive. We say all of these things. I put off art making for so long simply because I said I didn't have enough time. I had enough time, alright, but you know what I was doing? I was doing things that were irrelevant. You have time. You have time. And I already know the comments are going to be coming. Not everybody's privileged enough. Okay, please. You're not going to be privileged enough if you stay in that mindset. I'm sorry, but the world that I live in, I did not come from a privileged life. I did not come from having all of this money. I did not come from anything spectacular, okay? Yes, I'm blessed to have, a family that provided all of my needs, but it was nothing more than that. At least as I got a little bit older. Seriously, y'all don't know, but like, you can create, you co-create with God, okay? I am so sick of these, I'm sorry, I get a little stirred up here, but I'm so sick of these limiting beliefs and people trying to shut down these thoughts of like, you can have a life that you love. Sorry, because if I'm talking to you right now, I'm talking to somebody who has a device, and I'm not one to speak on people's lives that are suffering tremendously. I leave that up to God. I am not God. I am solely talking to you guys with the things that He downloads into my mind. And I know that right now you are capable of changing your life. You are capable of having more fun. I'm not saying tomorrow you have to wake up and you're going to have this whole grand new life. But what I am saying is, what would you be doing if money wasn't a thing? Take your job and put it to the side for a second. That is not your life. What would you be doing? There's hobbies. I may sound like I'm coming across as angry, but truly I care. I hate suffering. I hate people not loving their lives. I seriously, I want to encourage you again, as somebody who was in a 9-to-5, they hated. I was able to pull myself out. I was able to find joy in doing things that I loved. And in that positivity, that joy brought me out of what I hated into something better. I still don't love my job, okay? Like I said, I own a cleaning business. I'm cleaning. My back hurts. I'm scrubbing baseboards. I don't love it. But I have so much faith in God, and that's why these videos are not applicable if you do not believe in God. Because all I'm saying is just ramble. No, I believe in a God who provides. I believe in a God who wants us to have abundant lives, everyone. And I believe that He is working all things out for the good, and it starts with us. We are not meant to live a miserable life. We are not meant to sit here and be so frustrated with our lives. First of all, there are so many ways we can make money, and there are so many ways, if you just think smarter, not harder, that you can be making money and have more free time. Maybe that's what you need right now. Maybe you need more free time. That's what I needed. I wasn't able to fully just embrace myself with the 9-to-5, 40-hour a week. So I created a business, and now, like I said, I don't even work 20 hours. But I had to do that. I had to pray, and I had to make room and take action, because faith without works are dead, and realize that if I want to be living at the fullest potential, at my best self and whatever, I need more time to do the things I love. But that starts with why am I losing my train of thought? That starts with knowing what you want to do. Again, think about it. If you had a whole, just even like a week, if you want to be so real here, if you had a week vacation and you had nothing to do, what would you be doing? If you would be sitting on the couch, scrolling, watching TV, no. How about we go even a step further? What would you be doing if there was no money and no electronics? No, I can't say that, because I would be vlogging, I would be doing videos, but if there was no aspect for you to consume, a lot of people would be lost. And that's so scary and sad, and we need to really think about that. We need to challenge ourselves here. Even for me, I'm like, okay, so if I had a week off, I couldn't consume anything, well, what I want to do personally, I would want to create. I would want to make these videos. I'd want to write. I'd want to scrapbook. I'd want to do pottery. I have these things, but you need to know what your things are. I would go on hikes. What are your things? Would you go on hikes? Would you go on walks? Would you make something? Would you create something? What would you do? Now start doing that every day, or at least a few times a week. You will get your spark back. You will feel more alive if you stop being a slave to money. Stop it. That is not what this life is about. Yes, we need it, but you guys, it's not everything. It's not everything. Before you know it, you're gonna be gone, and your life was not going to be filled with the things you actually wanted it to be filled. Some of you are living paycheck to paycheck, work, need to catch up, need to pay the bills. God wants to offer you a life that is so far greater than that. Do you think that we came here to suffer, to barely make our ends meet, when there is so much money in this world, when there are so many people not struggling? If somebody else did it, then you can too. That's all. Bye guys, I'll see you in the next video.